You describe Larry Jones as just never stopping, never settling. But I also think that you describe Larry Jones as very caring. Larry Jones is someone that likes to put others first. And, their satisfaction is my satisfaction. I think that's just my dad coming out in me.
Sometimes in professional wrestling, the person you see on the screen is somewhat of an alter ego of that person in their normal everyday life. However, when Jones transitions into legendary Larry D, the two personas are not too different at all.
Much different than Larry Jones, it's just Larry D's a little bit more amped up, but always the same caring person at the end for those around him. It's just a different life, man. You get to live like a rock star.
On a faithful night in Dayton, Ohio, Jones finished up a match, and as he was getting up off the mat, he was greeted by then Impact Wrestling president Scott D'Amore.
And he told me, some along the lines of like, you get in here every week, you're week in, week out. You go, you work your 40, 50 hours per week, and you wrestle 5-6 days a week. And I think you need a bigger yard to play in.
That wonderful moment in Jones's career officially meant he was an Impact Wrestling superstar.
I remember calling my dad, thanking him for all of his hard work that he had showed me, not giving up, doing whatever you can do to make ends meet, and just making it happen. And I feel like that was a part of my life that I got to be a husband, I got to be a dad, I got to be a wrestler, and I got to make it happen. So, that was one of the highest points, if not the highest point of my wrestling career for sure.
After experiencing some of the highest of highs in his career and in his life, an unexpected blow came from a different opponent, the opponent of life, as Jones's father went to the emergency room to get a shoulder issue looked at, but it was discovered in that emergency room that Mr. Jones had cancer.
The hardest part would be watching someone that's been your biggest hero, someone that's been your biggest hero, and you watch them. You watch a disease that they have no control over that's able to control them.
It's now time to see how bad it was.
I hope that we can fight it. I hope that it's not too late. And man, it wasn't 5 minutes. The doctor came in and was like, Mr. Jones, I'm sorry I have to inform you, you're stage 4, you're terminal.
Just 5 days after that devastating diagnosis, the Jones family was struck with yet another tragedy.
Myself and my wife was down in West Virginia doing a wrestling event, and I got a phone call that my house was on fire, So not only was I, really torn with my father being, diagnosed stage 4 cancer, he's gonna die, I know I'm gonna lose him. And then 5 days later, we lose everything in a house fire. I have 4 kids, a wife.
Shortly after those back-to-back tragedies in Jones's life, he made the decision to retire from the thing that he had fallen in love with all those years ago, professional wrestling.
I was done. Like, there's no way I could keep up with this. I've been doing it 20 plus years now. I've signed a television contract. I've wrestled about every state possible.
During his time away from wrestling, the Jones family was dealt yet another blow after Jones's mother suffered a diabetic emergency that forced her into a 17-day medically induced coma that she did eventually wake up from.
Really and truly, Mom died 6 months after, because Mom that I remember, and everyone else remember, was never the same.
Her health continued to decline, and Mrs. Jones was in hospice care when Larry received an unfortunate phone call from the care facility stating that his mother's life may be coming to an end soon.
I sped up there very quickly, and we got there and we waited all the way up, and she passed away about 2:17 that afternoon, a year and 2 days after my dad passed away. So I like to think that they're reunited now, and their pains are gone, and their dad's cancer free, and Mom is healthy as can be, and they got a house full of dogs and cats, and they're happy.
The passing of Larry's mother actually led him back to a very, very familiar place in his life.
It would be really cool. I think your mom would really like it if you and Max and Paige got to, tag one. I can also tell you that once I got back in there, man, it was like riding a bike. It was where I needed to be. It took me away from all that stuff to where, let me deal with that when I take these boots off. But when I put these boots on, everyone's happy to see everybody. We're all here to help each other and just a good positive vibes. And that's what I needed the most.
Larry continues his wrestling journey to this day, but at the end of the day, he is not looking to be remembered for the amount of belts he won or his skills inside the ropes.
Say that I have proven that if you don't give up, if you continue to work hard and you just be an all-around good person and do your very best, good things happen, and you just keep God first, man.